Hello everybody. Today's first review will be Star Wars The Force Awakens. So luckily, because I've taken so long to get back into the actual Star Wars, Star Wars movies, I will be doing the Han Solo and the Rise of Skywalker eventually down the road, but I do have to purchase those first. But I did take notes earlier in the year when I originally watched this film, so I will go off of them, because I just kind of watched this movie as a refresher again, just to remember everything that kind of happened. So I might add a few other key points to this, but we'll see. So this movie starts off with Luke has disappeared. Nobody knows where he's gone, so they are trying to find him. The First Order of the Empire is the new enemy now. And then we have the Resistance, so Leia is in charge of the Resistance. The new Sith member is Kylo Ren. I personally think that Kylo Ren is probably the most powerful Sith Lord that we've seen so far. I guess probably everybody has their own opinion on who could be the most powerful, but he's able to stop the bullets with the Force that are shot out of one of the guns when they go to attack Jakku originally. So it's kind of interesting because I've never actually seen anybody be able to stop a bullet with the Force, like deflections and stuff maybe, but it was pretty it's a pretty powerful thing to be able to just stop a bullet when it's coming towards you, without even knowing really when it's going to be shot at you. Another interesting fact when they are attacking Jakku is the stormtroopers are now human. They're no longer clones, and they are given a specific number. So the one that's important in this film is FN 2187, because when they're attacking Jakku, he starts to realize that that's not really what he wants to do. One of the other stormtroopers dies in his arms. He gets blood wiped across his face, and then when they go to tell him to wipe out all the villagers, he doesn't follow that command. So basically, the First Order is after the map that the Resistance is after as well, to find the location of Luke. Sorry. So they end up, when the First Order attacks Jakku, they are able to capture one of the Resistance pilots and take him in for questioning. Obviously, Kylo Ren is the one that questions him, that is able to get the proper answers out of him that he needs. I guess he can pull thoughts out of your mind, so this Resistance pilot tries to resist, but isn't able to because Kylo is too strong. Then we go to this. I guess I didn't add this in the original part, or my original notes, but we're introduced to this character, like this drifter, I guess you could say. She ends up being connected, or is that before that or after that? She ends up finding BB-8. Or no, that was after. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. So then, yeah, we're introduced to this drifter type character that obviously isn't having a good life. She's lives on the outskirts of Jakku, inside of a Imperial walker, which I actually didn't ever realize before when I've watched this movie. So then we go to FN 2187, helping the Resistance pilots escape. The Resistance pilot then gives FN 2187 the name Finn, so from now on we call him Finn in this movie, and reveals that his name is Poe. So then they flee from the First Order. Poe has to return to Jakku to get his BB droid before the First Order does, obviously, because he doesn't want them finding where Luke is. The droid's name is BB-8, so this is when this drifter character finds BB-8. Finn obviously needs this new character to help him escape from the First Order, because he ends up running into this Drifter character. They then find the Millennium Falcon. The new character reveals herself to Finn. Her name is Rey, so now they're on a first-name basis. Han Solo and Chewbacca return to the Millennium Falcon. And the First Order has this weapon that ends up wiping out the entire Republic. Kylo Ren is revealed. It is revealed that he's Han Solo's son. So Han Solo and Leia, it's their son. Han talks about Luke training a new order of Jedi, and one of the apprentices turned against him, meaning Kylo. Then after that, Luke went to find the first Jedi Temple. Kylo was struggling with the dark side and the light, I guess, is what he calls or refers to it as. So he's having this discussion, basically saying to his grandfather, like, help me understand the powers of the dark side, and I will continue to go to that side. He's saying he can feel the pull to the light, and then it goes to a shot of just Darth Vader's mask sitting there. We then go to Finn revealing to Rey that he was a stormtrooper, so he's basically saying that he has to escape, otherwise he's not going to, he's not actually resistance, so they would eventually find out, so he's just going to run. And that's when Kylo Ren shows up. Also in the same scene, Rey finds Luke's lightsaber, and she has visions of Kylo Ren and her parents leaving. So we don't actually know who her parents are because it doesn't show it. It just shows the ship leaving. So then she's basically given Luke's lightsaber to keep. And this is when the First Order wipes out the Republic with their weapon. And Kylo Ren tracks down Finn, Rey, Han Solo, Chewbacca, and BB-8. Finn is able to use a lightsaber, which is interesting, when he battles one of the stormtroopers in this scene. Then the Resistance comes to the rescue. Earlier, when Poe and Finn ended up crashing on Jakku, it kind of made it look like Poe had died, but it turns out when the Resistance comes to the rescue in this scene, Poe isn't dead, so I was obviously happy about that because he's one of my favorite characters. Kylo Ren then fights with Rey, although it's not much of a fight because right now Rey doesn't really understand what's happening to her, so he ends up capturing her, trying to get the answers out of her. Han Solo and Leia reconnect. BB-8 meets R2-D2, or was that later on in the film? I guess it wasn't R2-D2. He meets C-3PO, wasn't it? Anyway, I just know that maybe he did meet R2-D2 at that point. So then Kylo is trying to use the Force to get the answers out of Rey, but he can't because she's somehow blocking it. So she's just a little bit stronger than him, even though she doesn't understand the full extent of her powers. So then we go to General Snoke, who is above Kylo. He asks Kylo to bring Rey to him after Kylo Ren tells him she has the abilities of the Force. The Resistance comes up with a plan to destroy the First Order's new weapon. They basically have to get Finn onto the planet in order to get him inside the weapon in order to destroy it from the inside and basically destroy the whole planet. They are able to get into the facility, capture Captain Phasma, who then kills the shields so that the Resistance can get in. And then one of the saddest scenes in this movie is obviously when Kylo Ren and Han Solo come face to face. Kylo talks about knowing what he has to do, but not sure if he has the strength to do it. He then kills Han Solo. Kylo and Finn then fight. Finn loses that fight after he's already knocked out Rey. So then Rey comes to, right as Finn is losing the fight. Kylo tries to go to pick up the lightsaber of Luke's lightsaber, but Rey is able to actually beat him to the punch, I guess you could say. She's stronger with the Force just by a little bit, so she's able to pull the lightsaber to her hands. So then they fight again for the second time. She's kind of able to win the fight, I suppose, in a way, because Kylo's kind of battling in his own mind with the light and the dark, but he is definitely leaning more towards the dark side after killing his father, Han Solo, obviously. So then Snoke tells General Hux, who is the general underneath Kylo, to bring Kylo to him to complete his training. I guess General Snoke thinks he's ready to complete his training for the dark side now that he's killed Han. The Resistance is able to destroy the First Order's weapon, obviously, so they have to get off the planet because the whole planet's going to collapse. R2-D2 and BB-8 reveal how to find Luke because R2-D2 has the rest of the map, and BB-8 has the one piece that was missing from R2-D2's files. And then Rey goes to find Luke, and she then extends the lightsaber out to him because she's going to figure out the ways of the Force for herself. So that will be obviously in the next movie. It kind of left us on a very big cliffhanger, but we obviously know that she is going for training purposes to figure out what is going on with her because she doesn't understand it completely herself right now. Whoops. So, I would say this movie is, as far as Star Wars goes, probably an 8 out of 10, just because it does take a while for the story to kind of pick up in this one. But once it does, it's definitely probably, I wouldn't say among the top Star Wars movies, but as far as this new storyline goes, it was probably second in this series for me as far as my favorite goes. Obviously the originals were obviously, if you're a huge Star Wars fan, were obviously the best compared to this one, but I would, give this an 8 out of 10. I don't really think I have anything else bad to say about the film, so I will just end this video here. Like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye for now.